we're back at it. So, what are we up to now? Let me show you. Welcome to 3D Accuracy, where I'll talk about 3D printing, 3D product design, and 3D injection and die-cast mold design. Okay, I have some of the metal clad cable laid out on the floor, and I'm gonna start putting it up and over down to the other side, and then drop it down into the electric panel. So this cable is actually going to run up the wall and then into the corner and all along the wall here, then all the way down the whole side and drop down to this machine, one for this machine, one for the air compressor, one for this machine, and one for this machine. I've got 4 lines to run today, and I would love to get them connected in the sub panel here. Would love to get those guys clamped in and the wires fed through here and attached to all the circuit breakers that are just waiting for the wire. I got a mess to make neat. So anyway, oh, and I determined, I laid out this cable on the floor, and then I went back and I measured it to see how much of the 125 feet I've actually used in order to get to this machine. Actually, it's going to the phase converter. The phase converter box is going to sit on the wall right there from top to bottom, and then left to right, it's about yay. I'm going to drop the wire from the top and feed it into the top of the box, and then out the bottom will go the wire to the little motor. Actually, it's not a little motor. It weighs like 120 pounds or something. The 3-phase box will be positioned there. And then this plug, I'm going to purchase a new plug for this and put it on. This will actually plug into the bottom of the phase converter box. And there will also be a breaker on the phase converter box. And that way, everything is nice and neat and simple, and I like that. So back to what I was talking about, I measured it out, and I figured roughly to that point where the tape is, and that's just my label to remind me what cable that is, what it's for, so that as I'm running these 4 cables, I don't get them mixed up. But that should allow me to drop down the wall and into the box, and it was 55 feet total. So in 62.5 feet would be half of this to make it twice. So I do have enough to go twice. And so once I get this all up and I kind of cut this one some point, then I'll run out the other line for the air compressor and get that one up there. Then I have one more line to do for this machine. I already have that one that's draped up over the tracks up there. That one will go for this machine, and the end of it is sitting underneath the machine somewhere. It got pushed aside, but it's right about to that point. The outlets are for these 2 machines down here are going to be up on top on the wall, and then I'll just bring the cables up, the electric cable, and plug them in. So that'll be the easiest way to do it. So pretty good. So I'm going to see if I can get all this wire in today. Phase converter should be here in a couple of days. Hopefully we'll get a machine running sometime in the next week. Okay, let's do it. Well, it's a little after 8 o'clock, so I'm finished for the night, but made some decent progress. Got some things done. Let me show you what happened. I've got metal clad wire running all over the shop. It's all over the place. Oh man, let me tell you, not easy. Putting this stuff up is like wrestling a couple of pigs, you know? You don't have enough hands. Anyway, I got it up there. You can see all the way up in the corner. I got to put a couple more brackets to hold the cables up. I just got it in position basically. You see I've got a bracket there. I got to put another one up here. But have all the wires for all the machines over there into the box, not wired to the breakers yet, or the ground and the neutral, but I'll get to that after I get all the wires nailed down, get them all in position. See, and it turned out pretty good. Doesn't look too bad. It's out of the way. Probably never have to mess with it again. Now tomorrow, I have this beam that runs across the shop. And I have no idea whether that's a wood beam or whether that's some sort of an I-beam, an iron beam. I don't know. It supports the structure. I'm hoping it's wood so I can screw into it, and then I can kind of continue on like what I'm doing here and put some of these brackets in there and hold them up. I've noticed though, there's 4 wires. I got 4 wires I'm running. You see them right there. And the bracket is not really sized for 4 wires, but what I've been doing is I've been tweaking the brackets a little bit. I've been bending them. Typical engineer, you got to play with stuff. You're never happy with the way it is. But in order to get it to hold the 4 wires, I bend this end upwards a little bit, and then I bend this out, and I straighten it out so it comes more this way, and then I can contain them up in the corner like that, and it works okay. So I got to bend them a little bit, but it does the job. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have it all the way down and over to the machine. You can see the 2 marks on the wall with the tape. Just mark spots with painter's tape. That's approximately where the 3-phase panel is going to go. It's approximately that tall. And I got to bring the wire down the wall, and I got to come up and under and back up into the box. And then I'll have a plug at the bottom of the box to plug in the printer, plug in this machine. And then there will also be a fuse in the bottom of the box, a 3-phase fuse. So it's all self-contained, should be here in a couple of days, and then I can get that in. And then I have one more line to run down the wall also, and then I'll come back over this way and I'll put another junction box, another outlet over there for the air compressor, and then I'll have a spare outlet because I'm going to wire them just like I did these underneath here, where each side of the box is on a different circuit, different breaker. So that way, I can use something else in this area if I want to, and I don't interfere with the machine or with the air compressor. But looks okay. One thing I do have to do that I'm not happy about is this metal cable. I believe it's aluminum. I think it's aluminum. It seems like it. It's not steel, but it is nasty dirty. I've got to wear gloves, but you can see it marks the wall. And when I've got places like up there in the corner, let me see if I can zoom in up there. You see all the dirty smudges on the wall trying to get the cable up into position. So I've got to go back now and I got to paint all that, which I'm not happy about. I thought I was done with all the painting, but I've got to clean it up. I don't want to leave it like that. It looks nasty. So when I get all the wiring done, I got to break out the paint and then fix that up. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you're ever in need of 3D product design, 3D injection mold design, 3D die-cast mold design, or 3D printed prototypes or production parts, please feel free to contact me. You can find contact information in the video description. I look forward to hearing from you and to being of service to you. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate it. See you on 3D Accuracy's next video.